The Firstborn. They called it the decree, issued by High Chancellor Vorik in year 1 of the new order. All firstborn children, regardless of station, creed, or gender, shall be surrendered at dawn of their 5th year. To resist is treason. To hide them, death. No reason was given, none needed. The sky had cracked 3 years prior, a violent rift, bleeding storms that poisoned crops and whispered madness. The chancellor claimed the gods demanded balance, a sacrifice, the first fruits, the first breaths. Villages wept in silence. Nobles locked their gates. Mothers rocked infants with hollow eyes, counting sleeps. In the coastal hamlet of Eldmere, Ilara was 5 tomorrow. Her mother, Lysa, hadn't slept in weeks. Her father, Torin, a fisherman with salt in his veins and rebellion in his bones, had already buried 1 child. Their second, taken by fever. He would not bury another. She's ours, he growled, sharpening his gutting knife by candlelight. Not theirs. But the watchers come at dawn, Lysa whispered, clutching Ilara's tiny hand. They know every name, every birth record, every cry, unless an old tale surfaced from Lisa's grandmother, whispered like a spell. Swap the cradle, let the second be called first. The gods count by title, not truth. They had no second child, but their neighbors did. Kale and Marin's boy, Joran, born 3 moons after Ilara, slept soundly next door, healthy, loud, loved that night. Under a bruised moon, Lysa and Torin crept across the dulast grass. They didn't steal Joran. They exchanged him with a note tucked in his swaddling. Raise her as yours. We'll take him as ours. No names spoken, no debts remembered. Let the lie save them both. At dawn, watchers came, cloaked, faceless, bearing ledgers. They took Joran, screaming, from Torin's arms. Lara, now Joran, watched from the neighbor's window, silent, eyes wide with a knowing too old for 5. Years passed. The decree continued. Fields grew barren. Hope grew thinner. Joran, Ilara, learned to walk like a boy, speak like a boy, fish like a boy. She kept her hair short, her voice low, but at night she'd sneak to the cliffs and whisper her true name to the wind. Ilara, Ilara, I am Ilara. At 16, she joined the harbor guard, the only place girls could serve, disguised as boys. She fought pirates, saved ships, earned scars. One night, raiding a smuggler's cove, she found records, forbidden scrolls, hidden in wax-sealed chests. The truth unraveled like rotten rope. The gods' demand was a lie. The rift, caused by Vorik's own alchemists, an experiment to harness celestial power. It backfired. To hide their failure, they invented the decree. Firstborns weren't sacrificed to gods. They were harvested. Their neural essence, pure and potent, fueled the chancellor's machines. His immortality. His control. Ilara no. She burned the cove to ash. She returned to Eldmere, tore off her tunic in the town square, let her hair fall, screamed her name. I am Ilara Vane, firstborn of Lysa and Torin. I was not taken. I was hidden. And I am not alone. One by one, others stepped forward. Boys who were girls, girls who were boys. Children raised under false names, scars on their wrists were watchers branded first. There were dozens, then hundreds. They marched on the capital, not with swords, with truth. At the palace gates, Vorik himself appeared, pale, trembling, his stolen youth flickering like a dying bulb. You cannot win, he hissed. The machines need you. We are not fuel, Ilara said, voice ringing like tied on stone. We are fire, and they burned it all. The machines, the ledges, the lies. The decree died with the dawn. Children reclaimed their names. Mothers wept, not in grief, but in reunion. And Ilara, she stood on the palace steps, winding her hair, Joran, now knowing his true birthright. Beside her, they did not rule, they rebuilt. And every year, on the day the decree fell, lanterns were lit, not for mourning, for remembering, for the firstborns lost, for the lies that saved, 8, for the truth that freed, and for the children, all children, who would never again be counted as sacrifice. They were, finally, just children, loved, named, safe,